Today at noon, I taught 2 classes at New Trier. 50 years later, I can't believe it. And the faculty, Jason and Josh, were spectacular men who really understand design. And as I was talking to the students, I realized that New Trier, because I've been on the faculty at Yale University and MIT in terms of, that these are really great places and they have the best of everything. New Trier has a better program for design than either of those places. I looked, I can't believe it. Two really advanced CNC routers. If you know what that means, you put a program in this machine, it makes something for you. And 3D printers. And I went back and I said, wow, how do you have all this stuff? And then the students were laughing, oh, that's easy, that's no sweat. I'm pre-internet. I had a slide rule. I can't believe this. This is totally amazing. Coming back to New Trier is such a wonderful experience for me. And Bob and Judy Dole, right here. I have a suite in their house. And I've known them for 50 years. And at any time I want, I don't have to even tell them I'm showing up. It's just wake me up in the morning, what's for breakfast? So the New Trier has this level of friendships that is just outstanding. And I finally thanked my father 20 years later when I realized what he did. He worked at Donnelly's Printing Company in the South Side. He would take the L every morning from Linden Avenue, at the dead end of the L, to the South Side, go to work, and at the end of the day, come back. That was taking probably 2.5 hours a day to do that, so that our family could go to New Trier. And he bought a house like 3 blocks away to walk every day. By the time I came, at the end of the day, he was so exhausted. I rarely could play games with my dad because it was such a difficult thing for him to do. But 20 years later, I realized what he did. I said, Dad, look what happened. I ended up in New Trier. At the East Coast, when I went to Yale, I had never been east of Indiana in my life. My dad puts me on the LaSalle Street station and said, go to Yale. I said, okay. I get on the train. I have no idea where I'm going. I show up, and there's all these. At this time, most or half the students had gone to some prep school, and I'm coming out of a public high school. And there's a huge difference between living at home in a public high school versus in a boarding school. It's all the difference in the world. Today, these faculty people took me to the gym. I love that. By the way, this should be the National Historic Register. Your gym at New Trier is phenomenal. Totally cool building. And I remember the basketball games in class in 1956. There was the guy in our class, John Magnuson, was such a good ball player. He would outscore for the first quarter the other entire team. But the whole village of Wilmette, Winnetka, Kennewick, show up. Parents and grandparents, everybody, it was just jam-packed, standing room only in that gym. And I think of a public high school as opposed to an academy where you're a boarding school. You're connecting with your family. And this is something I learned with Patch Adams. I got a call from Patch Adams. In the movie, Robin Williams plays Patch Adams, the wacky doctor. It's true. He is a doctor, and he is funny, and he wears a clown outfit every day. So I get a call. Hey, Dave, my name is Patch Adams. Can I come visit? I say, okay. Great, come on. I had never heard of the guy. He shows up, and he's a tall guy with a big kind of handlebar mustache and wild, crazy hair, and his amazing outfits, and these giant shoes, these clown shoes that flop around like flippers. And so he says, okay, come on in. So he says, do you have a rope? So I got all the neighbors together in the living room. He swings a rope from one end of the room to the other. It is dangling, it's almost touching the floor. He says, I want to talk to everyone about health, healing, and why we have to laugh every day. That healing is a laughing matter. So I said, okay, great, let's see this. So he put one foot on this rope, which it kind of wiggles and it tightens. And everyone's sitting around watching, and then he puts the other foot in. Now he's standing on the rope. The rope is kind of swinging, but he's got his balance. And what it does is everybody's listening. Nobody's bored. This guy's wow. Then he pulls out these balls, he starts juggling. And he's walking up the rope, and then kind of turn around, walking back down the other way. And he said, if you take life so seriously that you freeze up, it affects your body. You can't get anything done. You have to start, kind of laughing and joking. He then starts kind of pretending like he's falling. And next thing you know, he does fall. And so Pat said, I want you to design my hospital. I designed his buildings for 20 years. And one time he said, is this the silliest thing you've ever done in your life? I said, well, if it's not, start over. Okay, we'll start over. Then he said, okay, there's something happening really bad in El Salvador. You have to go. There's been a really difficult time in this community called El Mazote. I don't know if you ever remember what it was, but there was a massacre there. And the town has no water, no sewer, no electricity, no medical, no nothing. He said, Patch says, Dave, go there, let's do something. So he sent me to El Mazote, and JetBlue decided that they wanted to fly my whole team of people there. So we went to JFK, and JetBlue flew 50 of us, people I knew from all over the place, came to New York City, and we brought 50,000 meals with us. That were freeze-dried from a bunch of kids up in Minnesota from I think it was, General Mills or something made these. So we're handing out meals because nobody had anything to eat. And so we get there, and half the people had tutus and rubber noses and funny things, and they're laughing around, and all the kids are falling over laughing. And here these people that are almost starving to death see a bunch of clowns come in. And at first they doubted it. And within 2 weeks, we built a clinic. And we had the whole town help it, maybe 100 people helping us do it. And we did the same thing in Peru and Haiti after the earthquake. And the one thing that I think sets in my mind, is common in all of this, and that is the people who are struggling in adversity, whether it's been a war or whether it's been a hurricane or an earthquake or a disaster. What makes the glue is family. You think architecture is location, location, location. No, it's family, family, family. And I saw this everywhere, no matter what the conditions were. If the families were together and they immediately understood laughing and hugging and having a great time, and that's what Patch was a magician at doing. So has been, I'm still working with Patch. It's an astonishing thing to be a part of. And then we started adding, one more thing we add to all of our work, and that has to do with the resources on our planet. All the low-hanging fruit is gone. Mesabi Iron Range is gone. Anaconda Copper is gone. Most of the big redwood forest all cut down. And our sun's going to last for another 100,000 years probably, but we may not do it because we're taking all the resources and degrading them and changing them into dumps. And the more you look at that, you say, what about design? I'm talking to students today, and I said, what's the most important thing? And they weren't sure. They thought you design something that's beautiful and really terrific, and it works. I said, if you are able to make something that lasts and it's beautiful, I mean, you can have something that I started a museum of design, and there's 5 bars the last one is beautiful. You can have everything that works, it's made, it's affordable, da-da-da. If it's ugly, it's going to get thrown away. If somehow we have this magic thing deep inside us that identifies when something's beautiful, and that is the key to sustainability. So if you say, I want to take the resources of the planet, freeze them into a configuration that's going to last for hundreds of years, because it works and it's beautiful, that is the charge. That's your instructions. That's what you need to do as a designer. Because of all the things that people do, the decisions of the last decision, okay, look at this cup. Somebody could make the porcelain, somebody could make the color, but someone had to decide what the cup looks like. That's the last thing. The designer is the one who makes that decision, and that freezes that resource for as long as possible. And I don't think as a species we can survive without really paying attention to a resource with the energy and making things and making them as beautiful as you possibly can. And if at the same time you're doing that, you're laughing your butt off, wow, that is the best it possibly could be. So Nutria, thank you for giving me the chance. You know, when I list my resume, I say, I won the caddy tournament at Indian Hill. Eagle Scout, Nutria High School, and then it's Yale and da-da-da-da-da-da. Those are the most important parts of the because they really gave me the courage to change things, to be creative, to have the self-confidence, to do whatever I wanted to do in my life. And it's all because of Nutria. I feel so honored to be here tonight. Thank you very much.